Hi there. Welcome to Apple World, your life partner's ex-baseball play, right. However. No, it was. It was the survey yet it take fun, however. When you begin getting it somewhat, it's truly fun, better believe it, 'cause it's not a few young ladies simply stroll around the club and whatever yet on. The off chance that you can know, there's a ton of similar to strolling around the I was. I watched the young ladies and afterward, a few young ladies are like you could tell perhaps they were tumblers previous. Oosly, and they're like simply falling around. You realize I was like she was a gymnastics specialist or something. I don't realize that is all there is to. It was entertaining. He believed that Jada and Will was coming on areas of strength for excessively Jennifer is making propels. Jennifer Lopez has unveiled that Will and Jada Smith once made progress at her and attempted to inspire her to join their pleasure seekers club now. Jennifer Lopez isn't the principal individual to blame Will and Jada for flighty grown-up rehearses. Yet it's intriguing to hear a first-hand record rather than all the he said, she said. We've been hearing Will do as well, and Jada sincerely attempts to get Jennifer Lopez to go along with them for a few hot meetings. We should hear all the succulent details about it. We've heard a few insane things about Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith's relationship over the most recent few weeks that show that their 23 years of marriage is a farce, and that there are a few profoundly upsetting and harmful things about their relationship, yet express whatever you might be thinking about them. The one thing you can't deny is that Will and Jada's relationship is everything except exhausting. Jay has discussed things she and Will get a kick out of the chance to get up to in the room, incorporating pretend and swinging in a meeting with the Sun magazine. Jada said she and he will get a kick out of the chance to investigate each other's sexual dreams. She does things like wear pleasant garments and high heels, pretend to be the secretary, and get things warm in strange spots like his office, as per page 6 of her new book, Commendable. Jada uncovered that she once developed an exceptional love home for her and Will to be personal without their youngsters meddling. She said that when Jaden and Willow were little, they preferred dozing in her bed. Keeping in mind that that is charming, it didn't leave space for loads of mama and daddy time, so she needed to assume control over issues and make her fantasy love home. She wrote to give us our own space. I had even constructed a different delightful love home for us 2 adults in our room total, with a domed roof loaded with gleaming stars. This lets us know that in the principal 10 years of their marriage, things were likely okay, however. By 2016, very nearly 20 years into their marriage, Will and Jada, isolated furthermore, began carrying on with totally different lives in private to the public. Things were as blushing between them as ever. Jada would later uncover that by 2016, she and Will had made a solid attempt to make their marriage work, that they were at that point burnt out on taking a stab at going through a truly challenging time. Better believe it, and we concluded I was finished with your butt. Definitely you kicked me to the bend I was finished with. Definitely relationships have that, however relationships have that. Definitely we separated, and afterward. What did you do, Jada? Will you realize it? Think from that point, as time went on I got into an alternate sort of trap with August. Then they had that red casual conversation episode where Jada confessed to Will that she had a snare with August. To Elena, who was companions with Jaden and Willow, there are numerous dull insights about the entire circumstance among Jaden and August Elena, including the way that August guaranteed he had Will Smith's favors to be in a close connection with Jada, other than that Will and Jada have forever spoken. The truth about their open relationship in 2005 Will referenced in a meeting with the New York Post, that in the event that it boiled down to it, one can tell the other, look, I want to have debilitated wit. Someone I'm not going to in the event that you don't endorse it, however kindly endorse. It's not shocking that Will and Jada have such fascinating sexual inclinations in light of the fact that from their set of experiences it's not difficult to tell that they like to investigate. Jada even once conceded that she used to have a dependence on sex when she was more youthful. In a Roundtable Talk episode, she said, my kind of addictions bounced. They hopped around at the point when I was youthful. I certainly think I had a compulsive dependence on sex or some likeness thereof. Yes, everything could get fixed by sex. Yes, you understand what I'm talking about, in spite of the fact that she guaranteed she no longer had that issue. You know how the expression goes, you can't teach an old dog new tricks, so she probably conveyed those propensities into her relationship with Will, which makes sense of the multitude of terrible things we've caught wind of the couple's saw life. As a matter of fact, Jada has conceded that she never had faith in a customary marriage, and the way that Will was so keen on making an ideal regular family was one reason why their marriage separated at any rate. Each of this lets us know that Will and Jada are positively not the normal couple. Numerous Hollywood big names have called them out for their obscure practices over the course of the years, particularly the way that they utilize those practices to control others around them. Perhaps of the most remarkable individual who have called them out is Puma Wright, and she had a ton to say regarding them. Better believe it, both by they do unusual things in their home, and young fellows have gone out shouting to move away from them in their mentorship. Kyle Plant's Basher Dim went out shouting August, the only one it remained, and I surmise he was truly wiped out. He really wanted the assistant's first Puma Wright in a meeting with Genuine Creation, guaranteed that Will and Jada were sexually open and they enjoyed controlling young fellows in the business for the sake of coaching them. She even name-dropped a few superstars she accepted had succumbed to Will and Jada's manipulative strategies. As per Panther W. August Elena needed assist once and backing when he came into contact with the Smiths, who were both no less than 20 years more established than him at that point, but instead than help and give him the assistance, he frantically required Jada continue to lay down with him and call it an ensnarement, while Will paused for a minute and failed to address it. Jada's reason was that it had been quite a while since she felt better, and she simply needed to be lighthearted about assisting somebody with recuperating. That sounds so manipulative and egotistical on the grounds that how can somebody come to you to assist with his emotional well-being and you pivot and make it about you and your requirements? So it doesn't profoundly shock me to hear that Will and Jada once attempted to get J. Lo to join their swinging club. Will and Jada have confronted the swinging claims for quite a while, yet they generally shot the bits of gossip down during a show when Jada was gotten some information about the tales that she and Will were pleasure seekers. She decisively said the most insane talk that Will and I are pleasure seekers. It's consistent, and I'm like, I wish clearly no one accepts that, particularly not after reports that Will and Jada put the continues on Jennifer Lopez began spreading. So as Pergan Bargain Diddy's ex-protector, everything went down at a confidential party. Jennifer Lopez and Diddy, who were dating then at that point, and a few different famous people were going to, as indicated by Gene Diddy, unexpectedly stood up during the party, puffed up and prepared for a battle. Gene said he approached him and said he has said, "Yo, I think Will and Jada is attempting to gather up Jennifer. I believe you should remain nearby." I'm a snuffer. He understood Diddy was saying that he thought Will and Jay were playing with Joe and he needed to bounce Will over it, which was amusing. G2 Gene, since he felt Diddy was stumbling and regardless of whether he wasn't, Will planned to take him out, assuming he attempted any fooling around in any case. It seems like Will and Jada were really focused on connecting with Joe on the grounds that despite the fact that they didn't get her at that party, they shot constantly their shots. Yet Joe wasn't keen on their proposition, so she never gave in as opposed to surrender. However, Jada expanded her endeavors to draw near to Joe when it seemed like she wouldn't accomplish her point. Jada chose to attempt an alternate strategy. J-Lo was hitched to her ex-imprint, so Jada began an issue with him in 2011. There were reports that Will got Jada with imprint at their home in Los Angeles. Will was purportedly harmed to the point that it prompted a serious battle between the couple, where Jada needed to move out of the house the following day and live elsewhere for some time. It's simply a